Hi, I'm Amy Vedder, and I'm here at the Ohio Society's Women's Wealth and Wellness Symposium today, and speaking about women's issues and how women can succeed not only in accounting firms but also in their corporate life. And I'm with Scott Wiley, the President and CEO of the Ohio Society. You want to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Amy. Thanks for joining us. Scott Wiley, I'm the President and CEO at the Ohio Society of CPAs, and we're very excited to launch our inaugural Women Wealth and Wellness Conference here today, and we've got a great turnout. And Amy, you did a great job in there today, so we're so excited to have you part of the program.
Well, thank you for having me. It was wonderful to be here. There's lots of energy around it. So why was it important to just really dedicate a conference just around women and diversity issues?
Sure. One of the things that we really have dug our teeth into is the changing demographics of the profession, but also where is leadership happening in our profession, but where is it also in need of some greater attention? And we've known for a long time that women are on the rise in this profession, but we also still have work to do to make sure we're equipping all of our leaders with the tools they need and the community they need to be a part of. And what I learned from talking to our members is there was an opportunity here. And so our Women's Initiative Executive Committee took the ball and ran with it. And when we initially thought we would do this event, we were hoping to get 100 women leaders together, and we've sold out the event with more than 250. So we're excited, but this is the start of a conversation. It's not an event in the end-all be-all. It's part of a broader sense of women play an important role in this profession and are going to play an increasingly important role in this profession, and certainly in the business environment. And at OSCPA, we want to be a part of creating community and space for that to take hold.
So, and it's a great point that I think there's a lot of talk about the numbers and issues around women, and having conferences like this are really important, but are there some best practices you've seen as far as what firms or corporations are doing to really change that paradigm and actively go after it?
There's a lot of conversation about trying to make a more flexible work environment, and what I see is really where the real opportunity is. There are companies and firms that are adopting those best practices, but the true leaders in our space are blowing that whole concept up and thinking about next practices. And when we talk about a flexible work environment, those employers that think they're doing that to empower and create more space for women are being short-sighted, in my view, because I think those issues are really for the entirety of the workforce,
right.
Women and men,
yes.
who are approaching that together. So those next practice leaders that we're really thinking about, particularly in the firm space, are the ones who have already adopted policies and have already created space for female leaders at their table, are seeing females leading their companies, and they're realizing better business results for it. They've got a more innovative work environment, not just a more collaborative work environment, though they have that as well, but one that really brings people together and inspires people to do their best. Because we know at the Ohio Society, our best leaders are female leaders, because they're out there leading from the front, creating space for the entirety of the profession. And those next leader firms are the ones that are embracing that as well.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point about just it not being exclusive to one demographic or the other, because it does then create a bias in the workplace. There was a firm that I had spoken to that basically they did it by generations, where even as you're an empty nester, you might want to travel more, and making those things more flexible as well. It's not just when you get pregnant that you have those issues.
One of the things I think that we think of is we think about this through DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this profession has a lot of diversity already a part of it. Mm-hmm. And I think we need to celebrate and recognize that. Where this profession can really step out of its comfort zone and lead in the business community is by fostering a more inclusive culture. And that's not just a gender issue, that's a underrepresented population issue, it's a multi-generational profession issue. And one of the ways I think that our Women Wealth and Wellness Conference today is really getting at that is by bringing people together, women and men, to talk about the issues that we really see underpinning what's going to make this profession and the broader business community thrive into the future. And inclusion has got to be at the heart of that. Just saying we bring people together is one thing, but truly making them feel like this is a welcoming environment, a welcoming profession is what is going to be important. And I really see OSCPA as providing leadership.
Yeah. So one of the ways that people are becoming the new leaders is through innovation and the technology transformation that are happening. It's such an open opportunity for any group to really kind of take hold of it. So what are you seeing as far as that affecting Ohio CPAs in public accounting or corporate, or just overall as far as trends there?
I think we need to talk about it through a people lens first and then an opportunity lens second. I think as it relates to people, we have entered into an era where there is clarity that technology, while a tool for people to leverage, it's also a competency that professionals have to be able to develop and have to continue to develop in themselves. And that takes self-investment in terms of understanding the skill, how it can be deployed, how can it create efficiencies, but also how can it open new doors. And this idea that this profession is one that is grounded in ability to communicate information, while important, this is a relationship profession. Mm-hmm. Technology can make the relationship that much deeper because it can empower people to have more time to drive much more important matters. I think the other piece that we see at OSCPA and where we're investing in, I think about the work we've done with our Accounting Technology Conference and just our roundtables around the state. How are we helping professionals better understand what the tools are out there they can deploy, whether we're talking about RPA or AI or machine learning, and how are we creating space and trying to make sure not only are we talking about those trends, but we're deploying those trends for people to see in real time, to understand how can it make my business better, how can I deploy this to help my clients and my customers. So I think we've entered into this space where we're no longer talking and we're deploying, but we're also seeing this is very much about people.
Yeah.
And the technology can help people do better, build stronger relationships, and this profession is about relationships.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me here and being a part of this today and all that you do for Ohio CPAs.
Amy, thank you so much for being a part of our organization, for your leadership in the profession. It makes a difference.
Thank you.